Thank you, Chris.
You want that in the minutes?
No, I do not want that in the minute. Okay. Safety and Security Work Group, Scott, you're on.
What?
Give him a chance to drink some water.
All right, here we go. Good afternoon. My name is Ron DePonte, and I represent the Safety and Security Work Group. Ron extends his apologies for not being here today. He had something that came up that he needed to attend to. What Ron's asking for, there are several items that have come up that we need the committee's approval to move ahead with these items. So the first item is approving new striping across Cypress Grove to coincide with the club moving the golf cart crossing from Ibis 8 to Ibis 9 to the corner of Azura, which everyone has agreed to.
Mm-hmm.
So there is going to be some joint work between myself and Jim Torba, the superintendent, but he wanted to present that to you. We're looking at a cost of $1,200 for moving of signs.
Mm-hmm.
We do have that budgeted within the safety and security budget. So that is something that he wanted to bring to the committee and have approval on.
Yeah. We think this will really increase the safety for those people who aren't aware of it and try and use the now official path, which is very, very dangerous because you end up coming out on Cypress Grove in an area where cars are coming around a corner and they're on top of you before they can even see you. And most people don't go that way anyway. So this will kind of
I go that way
do you?
because I have a company. I mean, it's a golf cart. It's not a personal golf cart, and they're not allowed on the street.
Well,
So now I follow the rules.
you,
I mean, regular golf carts from the club are not allowed on the street.
well,
And that could be an issue with changing this, because you're not changing the path. It's not gonna be a golf cart path, it's just gonna be going on the street, is that correct?
crossing the street.
Mhm.
You're gonna
That is
cross and
correct.
then go
Then you have to
use the
drive.
street to
That's-
get to the next hole.
That's
That
a very
That's
happens
good
correct.
down
point.
in one community, down, was it Portofino?
I like that addressed by the golf course. I mean, if they're okay with it, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Because if somebody hits my, from behind,
So you're saying the golf cart that the
club
owns,
is not,
Street.
as far as I know,
Street
they are
legal.
not street.
It's not street legal.
It's not street legal.
Now,
really?
but they're able to cross the streets and mark crossings to get from one golf hole to another.
That's right. What about Heron
Straight across
number?
the street, that's all we
Yeah.
do.
Well, what
except-
about Heron from
except-
2 to 3?
Yeah, how about from here?
No, 3 to 4.
3 to 4.
That's at the back
3 to
end.
4.
How about Heron,
Back
3
end
to
of the
4?
community.
How do you do that
That's a
one?
private street, it's not,
Oh, no.
No,
Oh, no, it's
It's
not.
a district
You're,
road.
you're
but
already,
it's also 15 mile per hour.
yeah.
well, but you're already.
And it's a
you're-
difference between 30 some mile per hour and 15.
Well, except-
I don't know, I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I have questions. I've looked at that, and I don't disagree. We need to do something there. But my concern is you have golf carts coming and going in both directions. And if they're coming from the club side,
That is
they
correct.
still have to cross the street. And a lot of them then start heading down the road, I believe. I'm not sure.
No,
But-
if they're going from Heron 1 to Heron 2,
Right.
where they have to cross Cypress Grove.
Right.
Yeah.
They should cross where
They
it
should
is
cross
now.
right where they do now.
Yeah.
And the difference is that coming from that side of the street, cars coming around that curve
Have
can.
much better
can-
visibility.
Exactly, they can
Yeah.
be seen way in advance. But if you're crossing the other way, which is what you do going right now, the rules are going from IBUS 8 to IBUS 9. If you're
Okay,
crossing that
so-
way,
so
That's
any
right.
golf carts that would be heading down towards Carina Circle or whatever
Yeah.
you call that, would be crossing where they still cross.
that's correct.
The ones that are heading in the other direction would cross the street
Good.
partway and then just use the
Use
street to go up to
Right.
get by the
Okay.
pump house.
Well,
Okay.
I think we could approve this, but ask Scott that you check on the the legality of it. Although, John, the fact that people are already driving on in front of the Adana there.
You know, I'll double check that because Ron met with the golf course management.
Yeah.
I mean, when we
So,
do
I'll double check
a shotgun,
Yeah,
the golf carts are all over the street.
Yeah.
that's right.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but check their liability, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
If I had an issue using the golf cart, and something happened on the road, who's liable? Me?
Do they have the same insurance?
I don't have insurance for that golf cart.
Yeah, would the club have the insurance on that?
I mean,
golf
I paid
cart?
my $29 now, or whatever the
assume
heck
it-
it is.
I assume the club has the insurance.
Yes.
That equals what we are required as residents? Like 100,000
I,
something?
I don't know.
must
Well,
be-
but we're not, certainly not the only golf course in this country that does this,
Okay.
so there's
Well,
something there.
let's, in order to move on, what I'd like to do is to get the approval pending the resolution of this issue. So it's $1,200, is
Yes.
that right? Can we
I
get-
move to change the path from IBUS 8 to IBUS 9 to the intersection as proposed, not to exceed $1,200.
Okay, pending resolution.
Oh, pending resolution with the golf course.
Okay.
All
Do we
right?
have- Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I just have one question. Are
Yeah.
those cones gonna stay there?
I just had another car stop right in front of me the other day.
There's no cones there.
Well, there's
It's
those
the-
signs that
the
say-
Coming
signs.
out of Desura, there
No.
are cones in the middle of
No,
the
there's not.
street.
There's
Yes, there
signs.
are.
There's signs.
It
Yeah,
says stop for
Right, that's a sign,
pedestrians.
yeah.
But it says stop, and
Yeah.
that's the most predominant thing there, and I had another car stop right in front of me the other day. Nothing else was coming. They were just probably lost, but bing. I mean, you can have a rear end collision.
Or you could have, I mean, I have seen numerous people turning out of Azura that almost hit the sign.
That's going to happen.
I think those signs are more of a danger than they are a help. I agree.
I
We
agree.
need some notification there.
I was told somebody had already hit those signs.
Well, they look
They're in-
okay to me.
They're in a passing lane. They are in a passing lane, so they're in the middle of a road that has passing right there. I told John-
Actually, they're in the center, separating two lines in the crosswalk where they're supposed to be.
I won't argue
Uh,
that, but that's a passing lane there
Well.
because you have striped line, you have.
Oh, I understand
lines
that.
in the street, so that's a
I understand
passing
that.
zone.
I guess
Yeah.
my question is, why are they there?
Why are they there? To bring awareness because we had so many near misses there with the residents that live in that area walking across. And since those signs have been put up, it does slow people down. Yes, they may stop, but they are serving their intended purpose, is to make people aware. You can remove those.
If there's an
That's-
accident
that's
there
entire-
because somebody stops, who's gonna be liable? Pelican Preserve?
No,
No.
The person
who
The
rear-ended.
The guy that stopped where he wasn't supposed to?
no, you're not assuring clear distance from the car in front of you.
But I
You're,
think it's
you're.
illegal to stop in the road when there's not a reason for stopping.
Well,
Okay.
the-
No,
There
it's
is.
not.
They were concerned about stopping for a pedestrian. But if I'm driving down a
There's no
road,
pedestrians, Scott, and the
if-
state law says you can't stop for nothing, then you're creating a potential issue by having them there.
I don't believe that that's how the law is read or applied,
I couldn't
but,
comment on that.
but again, I've been driving not as long as you have, but I do know that whenever I had a.
got my license 5 years ago.
Well, okay, so whenever you hit somebody from behind, you get a ticket. Doesn't matter why they stopped,
You're at fault.
you're at fault. So I don't have an answer for that for you.
It says stop for pedestrians.
That's
Yes.
right.
It doesn't say stop.
But people are stopping.
Well, they're stupid then, pardon my
Yeah, that
French.
was-
Well,
be
and
the
people,
case, but the fact
people,
is,
and people
they
are,
are.
people are also stopping for golf carts crossing, which they
right.
shouldn't be.
And that's creating an issue.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Which
gonna get
brings me
there.
to what I wanted to bring up in
Yeah.
the security and the safety and security committee. My original thought was we should sponsor a rules of the road course for our members. But then I figured the people who need it the most don't know that they need it, so they wouldn't show up for it. So, I was wondering if maybe in one of these safety blasts, we could put, right-of-way, explain what the right-of-way is.
Darn.
And we do that. We actually draw pictures of, this is a stop sign, that means stop.
I've seen
I
that,
mean,
and I get that.
And there'll be more
But
coming.
there's one of those signs on those damn signs at Azura.
Yeah.
So, when people see it, they stop.
Again, the whole thing of those signs was to remove the cones because attractiveness wasn't there, and the concern was from the safety and security work group. Now, again, that can go back to the work group, but they wanted to take some action rather than no action because of the dangers associated with the curve, the hill, and the speed of that road.
And we got a lot of stuff from the residents who live there, who walk there.
Yes.
They were very concerned with themselves being endangered, and we thought this was the best way. It's not perfect, but this was the best way
I'll make
to
one
at least
comment
alleviate that problem.
About the residents that live there. I don't really know them, but you hardly ever see a resident crossing there. Hardly ever. I see more golf carts crossing there than I see residents.
Well, it depends on
Well,
it.
and I have family that live on Azura, and
When I
they're
put,
not concerned about it.
Why don't we have
Well-
them at all the crossing walks? And I still say you have a passing zone there, and these are in the middle of a
But Joe,
passing zone.
Joe, that's
Okay.
an unusual situation. How you've always explained with the curve and the sight lines, it's an unusual setup.
It is.
So
and
they needed something
I
there.
agree with that. I'm not sure how legal they are being in the middle of the
Okay,
passing.
yeah, well, we're going round and round on this.
Yeah, I thought- yeah,
We will
I'm
ask,
done.
I'll ask the safety and security work group to relook at this,
yep,
and let's take it from there.
I suggested to Ron that maybe they draw a solid white line for 100 feet before that intersection, which would take it out of being a passing zone. Because every other intersection has that.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
let's keep going. Scott?
okay,
You
just
thought
so
this
you
was-
know, just so you know, this,
Did we
the,
vote?
Oh, no, I'm
The-
sorry, we did not vote on the motion
Yes.
on the floor. Yeah.
Sorry.
There is a motion on the floor. This is to do this for $1,200 pending resolution of this potential safety issue. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
And John abstains. We have 4 ayes and 1 abstention. Okay. Scott, go ahead. You thought this
and
would be
just so
easy.
you're aware, the city did say that we did not need permits for those signs. So just wanted the group to know that. All of this work, and I didn't mention this at the beginning, all of these that I'm bringing up will require some type of permitting from the city. So it does have to be approved by the city, any of this work. The next one is approving the realignment of the crossing at Trieste and Pelican Reserve Boulevard. That is the one that goes into the preserve area. If you all remember, that's the one that goes across to the center boulevard and then shoots at a 45-degree angle, or not 45, but shoots diagonally across the street to a cart path going into the preserve. This is to realign it to fund the construction of the concrete access point that would be required, the moving of the cart path, and redoing the landscaping.
Is there an issue anymore with who owns what?
Nope, we have an easement,
Okay.
so that's not an issue.
That's been
Uh,
settled.
What I would recommend is that we have it in our budget to do. I would recommend you fund this through two different invoices. One would be doing the concrete work for $9,600. And then doing the painting and the landscaping for the remainder. Otherwise, you're gonna exceed the $10,000 amount, which would have to go to the district for approval, if you lump everything together. And it's not all gonna be done at the same time.
I would like to make the motion exactly the way you worded it.
I'll second it.
Well,
I don't know what the amount is for the other, the paint.
Okay. Hold on here.
Yeah, I didn't see that paper here.
what?
I didn't see.
No, it wasn't in there because it's part of
Okay.
safety,
My eyes are.
safety and security work.
You're okay, don't worry. You're
Yeah,
good.
safety and security work group, the painting, the landscaping was $1,300 to move the landscaping. The painting was $500, and that's repainting the crosswalk and blacking out the white paint that they have to black out when they change out. And then the concrete work, which is in your packet, is $9,600.
Scott, I have one question. Are they gonna, the golf carts cross there too, so are they going to scrape the, I think there's a curb there that has to be.
That's part of it. We have to remove the curb where there's an entry point.
Right,
We gotta reestablish the curb, plant grass there,
okay.
and then we have to move it down about 20 feet and put in a cart-friendly entryway.
Yeah, that's
Move the
great.
metal, yes.
So carts and bicycles can.
And we're
use it.
gonna have to redesign the cart path, so there's a curve there.
Yeah.
We've already bought the curve signs.
Yep.
I think it's extremely important that that be done. 'Cause,
Yes.
If, it is a very big safety issue. I'm amazed we have not had any serious accidents there.
And then it'll be a 90-degree crossing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
excellent.
Yeah, it's a very good project.
Yep,
Yes.
long
I,
time coming.
There's
Okay, so
a
we have a motion on the floor to spend the $9,600
For the concrete?
for the concrete work.
And also
Well,
I
if
think we
you,
need to make two.
I
We
think
have to
you,
make
I
two
have
motions?
two motions.
Okay.
It's gotta have two motions.
I will revise my
Motion just,
motion then,
just
for
for
the
the
concrete work.
concrete work.
I'll second the concrete work.
Any further discussion of that motion? All in favor?
Aye.
It's 5-0, that passes. Okay, and then we have another motion.
And that is the purchase of the rumble strip.
Oh, no.
No,
that's
no, the
Yeah, I'm sorry,
painting.
it's the
I'm
painting.
already going on.
And the
Painting and
landscaping.
landscaping, that'll be $2,000.
Okay,
I make a motion that we approve the painting and landscaping of $2,000 for
Se-
that crossing.
we have a second for that?
I'll second.
Okay, John makes the motion. Glenn seconds. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
That's 5-0. Okay, carry on.
Okay, the next area from the Safety and Security Work Group is the approval to purchase rumble strips to be installed on Veneto. Again, this is part of the permitting process, but in your packet, it was listed under rumble strip cost estimate. 4 rumble strips will cost $218 plus $50 for the adhesive. as I told Ron today, yes, you can take these strips up once you put them down, but you are gonna mark the asphalt. So, and the asphalt can't be repaired because it's just gonna be an adhesive that's left behind. So if they're ever taken out, we may have to paint that area. So just so you're aware, and you're not gonna be able to move those rumble strips to the other side where it's district property, because once you tear up those rumble strips after you attached them, they're really not usable.
So they are not
The
Temporary.
process is
temporary.
temporary, but in reality, you're not gonna be able to pull those up.
Okay. The purpose here, just to explain to the committee, the purpose here is kind of twofold. It is to slow the traffic down there at that intersection so that the people from Vicenza can get out. We're already taking two actions. We put in the mirror at that intersection, and there was also an advertising sign that Lennar was willing to move down further so that it didn't block visibility. So the people, we're trying to set it up so that the people from Vicenza can get out more safely than now. It's not very safe because there's a big curve coming around the corner, heading for the cars heading from Pelican Reserve Boulevard out to the town center.
And they travel way too fast.
And they travel way too fast, so we're trying to slow them down. This rumble strip is, to a certain degree, an experiment to see, A, are we successful in slowing the cars down? And B, how much noise does it make? And is that a disturbance to the people who live on the corner of Veneto and Vicenza? So, but the experiment is also, the Safety and Security Work Group might consider, if this is successful, might consider rumble strips at other places where we're having problems slowing the traffic down. So this initial rumble strip is only in the eastbound lane. We've received permission, that particular part of the property belongs to the Community Association. So we've gotten permission from the Community Association to put the temporary rumble strips, quote, temporary rumble strips down there.
I've looked at the specs of it, and one thing they don't have here is how far apart each strip is. They have the size, the height, but they don't tell you how far apart they are.
We would get that rectified before we installed them.
Who
They
installs
do.
them?
We would, internally. I'd
Oh.
have my maintenance man do
You
it.
got your guy would do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would make one recommendation, for food for thought. They're 4 feet long, I'll call it. And we have golf carts and cars and bicycles all using that narrow strip. Could we have these things positioned so that they're always going to be hitting the tires on the driver's side of the car and not both cars on both sides, or the wheels on both sides of a car?
No.
Reason, why can't you do that? You can place them anywhere you'd like.
Well, that's true, but then they're gonna lose effectiveness.
Well, they're gonna rumble on one side, on one tire,
Yeah.
but you're not gonna be affecting golf carts going over it. or
But you
cars
want to
going
affect
over it.
golf carts.
Golf carts are only doing 15 to 18 miles an hour, which is the speed limit. The cars are the ones doing 30.
They better
Okay.
not be doing 30 there.
Well, I agree they shouldn't, but that's
But
what
they
they
are.
are doing.
That's what they're doing.
I'm just.
So what's the purpose of just doing it on the one side, Joe?
Well, it's still gonna make a noise, it's still gonna wake up the driver, but it will give a space actually for golf carts that probably are gonna be able to get around it.
They're gonna drive around them no matter what.
Well, if you place them properly, they may not be able to. So
So what?
they'll be hitting it with one
So
tire.
what? That's what it's for. The golf cart is considered a moving vehicle.
Well, it's a 3/4 inch high thing on very small tires.
I don't have a golf
Well, anybody else share Joe's concern on this? I
I
personally,
think it sort of defeats the purpose of why we're doing it if we only go with one tire.
Good point.
I do. I think, golf carts, bicyclists, cars.
Bicycles will never hit it anyhow.
No, but they're all part of moving vehicles and this will,
Scott, let me ask you,
If we remember, this is temporary.
yeah. Well,
um,
I'm just
I-
throwing that out
if
there.
If this is the $218, is that all we are approving now, or are we approving, do we need to approve money to
You're
permit?
gonna need to
permit
approve,
this?
well, the cost of the rumble strip itself is $218.
Dollars, right,
Yeah.
got
The
it.
adhesive's another $50, and then the
Permitting, do we know?
permitting, we don't know yet, because the permitting's gonna be the package, it's gonna be all four of these items.
Yeah,
And then you have to put up a sign too. So the sign is gonna be another $80. So you're looking at, $400.
And this is only gonna be-
$400 excluding the permitting. But
Yes.
we're gonna have a package of permits we're
Yes.
gonna be asking.
Well, you're gonna have
One permit.
4 projects under one permit.
Permit, yes.
Yeah.
These are gonna be on both sides of the road in both directions, or just on one side?
It's being only tested on one side because the district will take longer to do.
Okay.
According to the
So it's
group.
gonna be on the town center side, I think,
Yes.
right?
Yes, that's correct.
But again, there may be permitting associated with that we don't know yet.
Okay.
We need another motion.
Yeah, we need a motion to approve $400 to install a rumble,
I
temporary
will make a
rumbles.
motion to approve the $400 for the rumble strips, et cetera.
Okay,
I'll second.
second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Just for the sake of discussion, I don't think it's gonna do its proposed job.
Well, we'll see.
I don't-
Well, it's an experiment.
It's an experiment. The problem is that we have run into problems when we start to consider either humps or bumps. Those are expensive and they create problems for emergency vehicles and that kind of thing. So we're looking for ways to, that we can slow traffic, not only at this particular area, but in other areas, and avoid having to do those things. We're trying to experiment with it. You may very well be right, Teresa. It may not work very well. And further, the people who live near it may find the noise so disturbing that we don't wanna do it. So, but we all know that we have a speeding problem in this community. And we are grasping for ways to slow people down because telling them to slow down doesn't seem to work. And in most cases, it's a relatively small percentage of the cars that don't slow down. In this case, it's not such a low percentage. It's a pretty high percentage. So, I think it's worth the shot. That would be the defense of the safety and security work, that it's worth trying. And for $400, it's worth doing.
With all due reservation, I will support it, but it's
We'll see how it works.
against my,
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
but
Any,
I will
any,
support
any
a
further,
trial.
any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we got 5 to not, despite reservations. A number of places. Okay,
I'm going to a Holiday Inn.
yeah,
Oh, jeez.
okay.
Okay, if you really want to know what a rumble strip is like, just go to the, RSW and drive into where you're picking up guests. And they have a rumble strip there, and that'll slow you down to about 10 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it is there, and they do work. But
I'm sure
We'll see.
we'll hear some feedback.
I'm sure we will.
Sure.
I like those little bumps they have at sidewalks where they're coming down, so you know you're coming through a street.
Yep.
They'd make a noise too,
Okay,
a lot less.
the last one is relatively easy.
we hope. I thought these would be relatively easy.
Okay, that is the adding of speed limit signs at Viadana. 2 speed limit signs, because after you do cross the bridge going into the neighborhood, there are no signs farther down to indicate the speed limit of 15 miles an hour.
To
So,
protect the golf cart.
thank you, sir.
I'd be in favor of that.
Yeah, this is another one that the Safety and Security Group feels we ought to do. How much it will actually slow vehicles down, we don't know, but we think it's worth trying. And it will make the people in Viadana, at least we are trying to address a problem they've got of cars speeding down Viadana. And it is true that, that 15-mile-an-hour sign after you cross the bridge is long forgotten by the time people get to that place. So I think it's worth doing. Scott, what's the,
Cost will be $1,500 for both signs.
I will make a motion that
I'll
we
se-
approve the $1,500 for the speed limit signs.
I'll second that.
Viadana, and that's seconded.
I don't have it. I have it. You do?
What?
Hold on. What, it's not 1,500?
For whatever.
Oh,
1,900.
2,000.
1,900.
19,
I will revise
Tax,
my
$2,100.
$2,100.
$100.
We got a second?
Second.
Oh,
John
just
is,
kidding.
John is amending his motion to say $2,100 for adding the speed limit signs. Any further discussion? Nobody? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that passes 5-0.
I
Scott?
thank you, Ron thanks you, and I am done.
Okay. All righty,
Okay.
moving on. Gateway meeting attendance schedule.
Okay.
I'm on this, next week, I believe.
Yes, you are.
I can do in April.
When are, Frank, do you have the date for the April?
Excuse me.
April meeting?
Frog in my throat.
April 2nd and April 16th, okay.
I'll take April 2nd.
John will take April 2nd.
All
Okay.
my guests will be gone.
April 16th,
I'll do April 16th. I may be hungover with after tax season, but
they're not, they're gonna extend it.
I know
We
they
got
are.
Lots of time.
Thanks for that, Phil. I appreciate that comment. I'll do the 16th.
Okay,
That's the Thursday, right?
Yes.
that is a Thursday. They're always Thursdays, 3 o'clock.
All right.
Okay.
3 o'clock.
All right, we got those covered.
My turn.
Committee member requests and audience comments. Do we have, we don't have any audience here. Any committee member requests? Teresa, just on general comments, we saw your report about the construction road, and the board of the association is looking at that, but what we will do is kind of up in the air at this point. So, but that has been, the board is aware of that item.
I was just very surprised when they brought it up because I didn't think that we owned that, so.
Yeah,
If
Scott?
I may,
yes.
we don't own the
We
whole
don't-
road.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So
Up to
we-
We own it up to the guard shack
Yeah.
and then
The-
Lennar owns
the
the rest.
Lennar, and the question
And-
is, what do we want
And
to
the
do?
problem will be is, can we change the DRI?
That's right.
All right, we also have another issue with that.
Yeah.
Once you do that, now you have access to Gateway.
Yes.
And you know there are a couple people on the CDD that are now gonna say, oh, we have direct access to Gateway,
Gateway, yes.
and they could
That's-
wanna
that's-
use the
that's-
ball field, da-da-da-da-da-da.
That's one of the many problems.
Right.
And the board is well aware of those problems, yeah.
And of course, the cost of security gates and
All of
those
that.
other
It-
items.
It opens a whole can of worms.
Yep.
Can you tell me what DRI is?
That's the development order for the community.
It's called Development of Regional Interest,
I have a copy if you would like one.
yes.
Oh, I don't.
And indeed, the board has been looking at it. These are vehicles that the state of Florida used Teresa, to set up these communities.
Okay,
And they're called Developments of Regional Interest, and there's a big, long thing on that. Anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
John, you're doing well on the motions today. Second?
I'll second.
Glenn seconds.
I'll be second.
The
I have-
meeting is adjourned at 4:09.
We have dinner guests for 12. Anybody else want to join us?
anybody going to
That's
the
two
variety?
They just basically canceled spring training, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Did they? Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.